Good evening, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well.
It's been another beautiful day, I have to say. I was a bit concerned this morning when I got up. It looked a bit grey and overcast and a bit bleh, but it turned out to be a really lovely day. Even though I've been on my own because hubby's been over in Warrington today.
Oh,
Big
I
boy
see.
drove himself over there, yes.
Oh, is he not home tonight? Is he
He's
staying?
he's home, yeah. He's at
All
home.
right,
It was just a meeting over there. But
right.
had he known it was a strike day on Wednesday for uni,
Yeah.
he could have been flying to Portugal as we speak
Oh,
because the management team are going over to visit a supplier in Portugal.
oh,
So he could have
oh,
been going over to Portugal, but
oh,
instead he's in Romarsh. There you
oh.
go.
There you go. Well,
It,
let's put.
it's a bit short, Claire.
It's nice though.
It is, it is. I love
Nice.
it. It's
Yeah.
just, I showed him a picture and said, I want something like that. Your husband's behind you waving.
Oh, right.
So, um, and I thought it was just a no blade on the clippers
Yeah.
length, but apparently not. It
Oh,
was
it suits you,
cutthroat
darling.
razor.
Yeah, it suits you. It looks very nice.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It looks nice and tidy and neat.
it's a clean haircut, isn't it? It's one of them
Yeah,
clean haircuts. Yes.
yeah. It is.
So,
Yeah.
um, as you can see, tis just
Me
Irene
being
and
us
I
two.
tonight
Yep.
with Reverend Claire sitting in the background.
Yep.
She's backstage. I can see her as I speak.
Because our Jean, as
Because
usual, has gone and left us again, hasn't she?
with another man,
With another man again.
she's run off with another man.
And I sent
I
you
mean,
a message this morning. I said, don't be letting that Roger go skinny dipping in the sea.
yes, we have our Michael upstairs. I've already said you're here and upstairs, Michael.
Oh, yes, he did. Good evening, Michael.
So stop chucking Teddy out the pram. I'd already said
Yes,
Michael's upstairs in
he's having
Romosh rather
his.
than getting off to Portugal.
Yes. I mean, let's face it, there's not a lot of difference between sunny Romarsh and sunny Portugal by the sea, is there?
No, no, not a bit, not a dot of it. I
Oh,
know what
bless.
I would rather be doing, Irene.
I know. Me too.
Yeah, yeah.
But then again, I don't get on with the sun, so I have to stop where it's sort of this sort of temperatures.
No,
So
it's one of those, isn't it? I don't do very well in the sunshine. I love being out in the sun. I just don't
yeah,
like being overly hot.
if
Whereas,
I if I'm with the sun, I've got to be by the sea for the sea air, and I've always got to wear a hat. Even early morning, I've got to put a hat on because
yeah,
it affects me so badly.
it's not good, is it? It's not
No.
good.
Oh, he
But
says he's too tired to chuck the teddy out.
he is,
Bless
yeah.
him.
Bless it's yeah. He's been on the M62 and everything.
I know.
He's yeah, because I
And he
wasn't sure
doesn't.
if it would take him over sort of Snake Pass or Woodhead,
Yeah.
but it didn't. It took him up and onto the
No.
M62 and across.
Yeah. Warrington's the other side. If you go over Snake, you're going up to Manchester, but you go through Glossop.
Yeah, you do. You
So,
do. Yeah, yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, yes, we shall see what Spirit wants us to do tonight.
absolutely.
So
Whether
we
it be
shall.
chats, messages,
Yeah,
your usual fun and laughter and mayhem.
it's going to be mayhem anyway. We know it's going to be
Well,
mayhem anyway.
we've got our Claire in charge tonight because our Jean is near to keep us under control, is she?
She, she's worse than any of us.
Oh,
Oh,
dearie
God.
me.
But yes, so let's open in prayer. We'll have the
Yep.
Lord's Prayer. We'll have Poetry Corner, and then we'll have the healing, and then see where we need to go from there. Healing to your mum, no problem, Zoe. We will think of your mum when we're doing our healing moment.
Oh, bless.
So, could we blend our energies, please, friends? Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, thank you for the opportunity of gathering together as friends in this online church tonight. Father, I ask that the guides for Irene, myself, and Claire step forward to support and inspire us through this short service. I ask that the loved ones of those present draw close through the veil to deliver the messages that are meant to be delivered tonight, in whatever form that may take. And I ask, as always, that you protect us and support us while we work, Father. And I promise that everything we do will be done with love, with truth and honesty in our hearts, and that at the end of this evening we will hand back to you all that is rightfully yours, with love, with honour and glory. Amen.
Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, everybody.
This is the second of the poems that I wrote the other day, on Friday. And I've just called this one Precious Moments. Could I please have a few more precious moments to share precious memories with you together? I feel so lonely and broken. Your presence has gone from me forever. Golden memories and golden moments are there to be remembered and shared. But when the people you love are gone, how can you share them with those who cared? Those precious moments are their stories to tell, to be talked about with family and friends. The younger ones don't know the stories well, so tell them, let them ask questions again and again, until they know those precious moments as well as you do yourself. Tell them the family history with laughter and love. Look at the family photos and pictures in frames. Show them names in the family Bible. Tell them of God above. Tell them of their families who will never be here again. Tell them of olden times when the people were poor, of when it was quite a time, no TVs, no cars, no phones, when neighbours helped each other out, when there was no locked doors, when many babies were born on kitchen floors and their bed was in a drawer. The day when women didn't work, family always came first, when men worked down the mine and the laws were unjust. Take precious moments so history doesn't die. Write it down if you can. After all, it is history for you and I. So our part is to give history a helping hand.
Oh, that's lovely. I like that.
Something different, I thought.
It is. Yeah, that's really good. Really good. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it was inspired by the fact I did mean to do one for Mother's Day, but I got caught up in other things that I just haven't had time to do one. It's in my head, I just haven't written it down. But I got that one out first, and it was inspired by I had visitors yesterday, unbeknown to me. I had Stacey come round with Megan and my 3 great grandchildren. And then my son turned up with his wife and their 2 children. So I had the family, and it's the pressure, and that's what it was inspired by. I didn't know they was coming, but it was family, and they ask about family, and they just and what things and how we did things, and we go through. When I was growing up, I don't know about you, Tony, but you're too young to remember anyway, same as me. I was told this. But when come Christmas time, it was the only time we got a new pair of shoes or a new dress. And we had apples and oranges in stockings and bags of nuts. And we got a game and a reading book. And if we were lucky, we might have got a small, talcum powder with a perfume talcum powder with some perfume soap. Yeah. But there was nothing like it is today. Nothing at all like it is today, because people couldn't afford it.
No, exactly. I mean, I remember a lady we stayed with in Germany, and she went mental when she saw what my mum and dad had bought me, because she said, "No, you shouldn't do that. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's not what Christmas is. It's
No.
it's a gift, and like you say, an apple, an orange, or some satsumas,
A
and
selection
a
box.
handful of nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the basics. I mean,
And we were happy with them. We were
yeah,
really happy with them because
but
we knew that they couldn't afford anything else.
well, it's and when I look back now, I got maybe a writing book, a new
Yeah.
pen,
Yeah.
um, an action man, and maybe an outfit or whatever for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then a board game, and like you say, some fruit, some nuts in the bottom of a bag, and then just bits and pieces. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was the other thing, Michael. I was always locked in on Christmas Eve because my mum said it was because it was my birthday. Because,
Oh, I see.
well, it wasn't. It was because Saint Nicholas visited the German children on Christmas Eve.
Oh. Oh, yes, of course, because they have theirs a day. They have their Christmas
Um,
Day dinner on Christmas Eve, don't they?
and the first year we were in Germany, my mum was uh, a German lady was saying to my mum, "And Anthony must put his shoes out tonight. Clean his shoes, put them out tonight." Like,
Yeah.
what? Because it comes and inspects your shoes and puts some sweets in them if you've done a good enough job cleaning them.
Oh,
I
no,
know.
I've not heard of that one.
But the other thing I do remember is they used to do a lantern parade through the town.
Yeah.
And I used to be Angela. I used to be my maternal my maternal grandparents were mortified because I could count in German, but I couldn't count in English.
English. But if that's
Uh,
that's it. It's where you are. You go with the traditions. I mean,
yeah.
I one of the lovely things I remember when before my voice broke, I was in the school choir and I could reach that high note that broke glass.
Mm.
And we went, and it's not the only time, but it was the first time I'd ever been a Catholic church, and we did midnight mass with the school choir, and it was wonderful. It was a lovely experience, very long, and we didn't get home till
Mm.
2 o'clock in the morning. But it was a beautiful service, and it's a memory that's lasted with me, and it just reflects on the fact that when we got up Christmas morning, as somebody's just said, yeah, Janice Mode said you had the sack at the bottom of your bed,
Mm.
and it wasn't a case of getting mum and dad out of bed. It was a case of you just dove in and got everything, and then you went with all your presents and jumped on them afterwards. Well, we did.
Oh, no, I wasn't allowed to get up until my mum and dad were awake. I had to go and wake them up first, and then because we used to put pillowcases on the back of the sofa,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and we couldn't come downstairs until mum and dad were awake. Anyway, it's not Christmas, but
No, but it's lovely
but it's
to
the
remember these.
traditions, and it's the
Yeah,
you're right. It's the
precious moments, precious
it
memories.
is, and for me, it was the um, Christmas is a time to reflect
Yes, absolutely.
and to think about the family that are no longer with us, and um, wow,
That's
that's harsh.
yeah, that's very harsh. Oh,
Yeah, no, I like the 12. Mind, for me, New Year's Day,
yeah,
it could
it's
go
all
for
down.
me.
Yeah, Yeah, as long as I normally put my tree up and my decorations up on the 1st of December, and they come down on the 1st of January. That's
Oh,
it.
no, they go up around. It used to be the last weekend we had Ben and the kids before Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
We would put the tree up and we would decorate and get everything sorted, and then we would sit down and watch the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, its favourite. One of its
I
favourites.
love that. I love that. And then we would make a Yule log, get
Yeah,
a chocolate Swiss roll, and make a Yule log and everything. And we would eat that watching Muppets Christmas Carol, and it would be brilliant. And then, but like I said, once I like to have the Christmas tree up for New Year,
yeah,
and that's it.
yeah.
First or
That's
second,
what.
it could come down for me.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I don't know if your mum and dad did it or anybody else's did. But my grandma and even my mum, when we lost my grandma, we used to put the turkey in on a low light overnight. They'd
Oh,
go
right,
in
no.
about 10 o'clock at night on a really low light or a low electric. So it'd just sort of get, and it'd cook through the night. And we had this lovely smell of roast turkey first thing in the morning when we came down. And it was the only morning we could have chocolates for breakfast.
No. I have to say it would be like when we had a bread maker and we used to set the timer to make a loaf of bread for the morning. The
Oh,
smell of cooking food would just wake me up.
oh, I know. But it got your
So,
your juices going and your belly rumbling.
yeah. So I
But
wouldn't sleep from the time that the aroma started to go upstairs.
yeah,
Oh, no.
and my dad would insist that we had bacon butties because he was putting them
Hmm.
over the turkey. Well, my mum did put the bacon over the turkey after it had been all night, and so he used to nick them and put them in the pan and say, "I'll have a bacon sandwich."
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh,
I have
it's
to say, we had a fun Christmas this year. Um, we were with this strange family. It was really bizarre.
oh, it's
Um,
not them that's moved next door, but one to you, is it?
it
Was it
is,
them?
yeah.
I've heard
Yeah,
that they're
it's
weird.
them. They are. They are. Yeah, they held us hostage nearly all Christmas Day.
Did
We
they?
couldn't get back to our caravan.
Oh
You should see
dear.
the faces she's pulling backstage.
All I can say, Claire, is well done. They deserved it.
True that. True that.
Oh bless. But it's just wonderful. Going back to what you said, Tony, this is for me. A lot of people these days do not understand the story of Christmas and why we have it. And I always like to if I can, to go to church on Christmas morning because that's what it's all about. It's the birth of our
Mm.
Christ, and it's just a wonderful way to remember him on his birthday.
It is
So,
indeed. It is,
you
and
know,
it for me the message of Christmas is what's important. It's not
absolutely.
necessarily the gifts. I mean,
No,
the gifts when you think about the original story were to represent the gifts that were brought before
the
Christ in the
baby in the
Virgin Mary.
manger. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
it was token gifts really,
yeah, it
and
was.
and it that's where the gift giving comes from, and
Yeah.
it the message seems to have been lost now. It's about who can spend the most cash, but maybe
See,
that's just me.
I don't believe in doing that. I mean, I just what I've done the past couple of years, I've just given all my money and they can get what they want because they're teenagers now and I don't know what they want. So
Exactly,
so
exactly.
that's what I do now. It's because
Yeah,
they know what they want, but it's
yeah,
just lovely to have that tradition of going to church on. We always went to church on Christmas morning,
yeah.
and in between having breakfast, cooking dinner, opening presents, and then mum and dad had, well, my dad mainly had popped down the pub at lunchtime, and
Yeah.
have a couple of pints. And my mum would get rolling pin in her hand, and she'd say, Dinner is on the table at 2:30. Do not be late, or
Oh dear. Oh, they no, it's lovely, and it's
we
well, I
have some
suppose it's not
wonderful
just
traditions in this country, and
we
it's a
do.
pity that a lot of them uh, are not. What's not? Can't find the word I'm looking for. They're not done as much as what they used to be. Like we used to have the maypole on Whit Sunday, which is now Spring Bank holiday, and it was
Yeah,
lovely to go to into the actual town square and see the maypole and all the children dancing around it, making these
yeah.
beautiful colours. And
Well
it's,
dressings. They
yeah,
used to do well dressing,
they're
and
still doing Derbyshire. They still do
yeah,
the well
yeah.
dressings in
We went
Derbyshire.
we went to Eyam a few years ago, and they dressed the well. It was
Yeah,
beautiful. It was really
yeah.
nice. Um, Angela says her youngest always raises funds or collects presents for her ward at the Children's Hospital where she had chemo. Oh, bless
Oh,
her.
that's
That's
wonderful.
lovely.
That is
But no, you're
absolutely
right. I
wonderful.
mean, I remember making, we used to call them paste eggs when I was a kid for Easter.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, just hard boiled eggs and paint them and decorate them.
yeah,
And I loved it. I
yeah.
loved
With
it.
the paint that you could eat.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
on the
used
front.
to just decorate the outsides and then
Yeah,
break them open and eat them.
make
But
the
I loved
funny
it.
faces and that. It's
Yeah.
again, it's just lovely to go round. And I mean, we always have the um not the buffs, the other one that comes round every Christmas with the Santa Claus on his sled and all the
Oh,
little
the
children
lions
around.
or the
The
round
lions,
table.
that's it. They come past
Yeah.
the house and they knock on every door, and that. And of course, this year it's going to be difficult for some people this year, what with everything going up. But something else that I've done today is I've been out and we've done a bit of shopping, and I've got 2 boxes for Ukraine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've got one
See?
full of toiletries and tablets and stuff,
Mm.
stuff, nappies and stuff like that, and I've got another one with dry food,
Yeah.
like pasta and rice
Yeah.
and that. So uh, we'll probably take that tomorrow to. And we had a lovely donation from one of our ladies on Sunday. She brought a bag in, and Jean said, "Well, I'm going to say," I said, "Well, give it to me, and I'll take it with mine." So
Yeah.
uh,
Oh,
uh,
bless.
it's just something that needs to be done, I think, and I've got
Yeah.
loads of hats here that's going to go in because apparently they're short of hats and scarves.
Yeah. And of
So I'm
course,
going to take those down as well. And I've
the
got
weather's
some
not good
little
over there.
sticker books and some crayons and a couple of little toys for the children because they've got nothing, have they?
No, no, it's dreadful. It's dreadful.
It is.
And of
You're right,
course,
Tracy. The simple things are the best. You can
yeah,
have all this technology and you can have all this, but to me, family and true friends are the best thing in the world. If you can count on your hand your true friends, then you are gifted. You really
yeah,
are.
yeah, you're a very lucky person.
Absolutely, you
It's
are.
yeah, that that's what attracted me to the Christian side of spiritualism, the teachings of Christ, because
Yeah,
that is what it was. Love one
yeah,
another, and
absolutely. Treat
that
your neighbour as your friend and all that. And
yeah, yeah, love thy neighbor as thyself.
yeah,
You know,
it's just crazy.
yeah,
It's a lot different now. I mean, my neighbour on that side of me, he's at work all the time. He's a single gentleman, and the neighbours that side of me, she lost her husband. I mean, we've become friends, but we don't really mix. I mean, like it says in the poem, in the olden days, talk to your children about what it was like. About you used to go door to door, and you used to sort of borrow a cup of sugar. If somebody passed away, everybody'd give a little bit because they couldn't
yeah,
afford the funeral they wanted. If somebody was getting married, somebody'd say, "Well, I'll do the flowers, or I'll make the cake, and we'll get together and make you a dress." and it was all done together. Everybody had a little say, and of course, then you had to invite the whole street to the wedding. But it was nice.
Yes.
It was nice because it wasn't like it is now, with paying thousands and thousands of pounds for a stately home hotel.
No, I have to agree. I mean, a wedding now
was about 15,000.
My first mortgage.
Yeah, I know some of them.
Mine was. My first mortgage was £14,500, which is just a loan now. It's not a mortgage.
Wow.
Because you can pay that for a car.
Yeah.
You pay a lot more than that for a car.
When Ed and I got married, I think ours all together with everything in was about 3,000, and that was in 1990. So that just goes to show how much. But I had my reception at the place that I worked, so I got that at a discount price. And both sets of parents paid for something. But everything was paid for before the wedding, and it was paid for in cash. Nothing on a credit card.
No.
Didn't have credit cards then, not like you do now.
No. Gosh, Irene, when you think your entire wedding probably wouldn't cover a good wedding dress.
No. Well, my wedding dress, I've still got it upstairs. It's wrapped in tissue paper in the case. My wedding dress was handmade, and I had some little roses on the back of the veil, which is detachable, that was made by the lady's mum, and she was 86 years old. And my wedding dress was £250 to make. You couldn't buy a headdress for that now. My headdress that my mum bought me was £75.
Wow.
And Jean's got my hat and my slippers to see if she can use them for the wedding that she's going to.
Yeah.
When she's done the blessing and got changed and that for photos and that. So but it's we had a beautiful day. I wouldn't swap it. Might swap him sometimes. No, I've been with him too long.
My first wedding to Ben's mum was just we actually rented the dress, but the lady said when Claire went to pick it up, we've altered it as much as we can.
Yeah.
So we can't do it again, so keep it.
Yeah.
So Claire got to keep it, and then my dad had a big white car, so we just did that up, and everybody made a quiche or a pie or something, and we did a buffet, and then when I married Michael, I made our civil partnership, we did the same. We just made some slow cookers with chili and made some baked potatoes and did some salad and bits and pieces, and it was fun and it was fine.
Well, we had an Armstrong Siddeley for our wedding car, and it was beautiful, and he had it specially repainted in green and gold, which was my colours.
Oh.
And it was absolutely beautiful. I've got some beautiful photographs. We really have, because we had the reception at, well, it used to be called White Swan, Mucky Duck as we called it, just outside Bawtry there, and because that's where I worked at the time. So we had the wedding reception, and we got some beautiful photographs by the river. And when we went up into the pub into the hotel, because they had a conservatory dining room, but when we went up the stairs, the other staff had done us an arch of pint glasses.
I like that. I like that.
They got together and they did us an arch of pint glasses. Made it very special.
I bet.
Gosh.
Oh, lovely.
Talk about memory lane. Oh, dear me.
I know. Oh, it's nice to go to memory lane sometimes.
Well, this is going back to the poem. This is why I wrote it, because it's these sort of stories that our children, our grandchildren, great grandchildren, they have to be passed down through the years, and you have to be told. And
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 boxes full of photographs of my grandma and the family, both grandmas and my mum and dad. I've got my mum and dad's wedding album, and they're beautiful. I've got my grandma's family Bible. Well, you know my Bible, you saw it.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Isn't it stunning?
Yes, I want that.
Well,
get it down to, what do you call it, repair shop, see if they can do it for you.
Yes, it'd be lovely, because but I mean, I put it, and what I've done with, I've got all the names of and dates of births and deaths in it, on pieces of paper, not written in. And then also in there, because it's very precious to me, I've now put my essays, what I did to become a minister. So that's in there. That's in there with them as well. So it's all together, so that they're there if any of the children or grandchildren want to see it. So
yeah, perfect.
it's just things that are very precious to me. So
I mean, that's the other thing. That's what you did. You had your family Bible, and all of the memorable dates were written into the Bible.
Yes, it was. My mum used to write little pieces on little pieces of paper, favorite passages, and put them inside on the page they were. But she wrote it a bit like I did with mine when you saw my essays, with the expressive writing thing, being able to turn a parable into modern day. Yeah. And I think he was quite surprised when he read that, and the way that I did it.
It was really impressive. I really liked that. I really liked that style of writing, where you related something that happened over 2,000 years ago and made it relevant today. And it shows that when people say, well, I don't know, is Christianity still relevant? Well, of course it is, because you did it.
Of course.
You showed why it's relevant and why faith. I mean, it's something I always say to people. I'm not religious as such. I have faith.
Yeah.
My religion is Christian spiritualist, but it's my faith that drives me forward. It's not religion for me. It's the, go on, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the bit that went wrong with a lot of Orthodox religion, because it's about control.
Yes.
It's about control in a lot of religions, not for us, but for a lot of religions. It's the control, because it's the hierarchy of the church, and it's the rules and the regulations and the thou shalt nots.
Yeah.
Where what we talk about is thou shouldn't. Yeah. But if you do, take the consequences for it.
Absolutely. It's always the way. I'm a great believer in listening to the other side of the person, and giving my point of view and giving my opinion without prejudice or anything else. But sometimes, if you look around the world to all the wars that we've had, the majority of them, in fact, all of them, has been about power, land, and religion.
Yep.
Each and every one. And just because, say, you're a Muslim or you're a Catholic, does not mean that you cannot mix, like Zeb does with the Rainbow Project, with us as Christian spiritualists. And sometimes it's nice to get the other point of view and just listen. But where a lot of some people, and I'm no disrespect to anybody, but some people just respond in a different way because they don't understand what they're doing. Look, sometimes what they call us, we're witches and we do this and we do that. But It's not that. It's just that you don't have an understanding about our religion or what we do.
No,
But
well,
thankfully, our lovely congregation does.
the church near Mablethorpe were out picketing outside Mablethorpe the week before I was last down there
Yeah,
because they said we were summoning demons.
yeah. And
I
I
mean,
mean,
what
we
we are, it's a Christian spiritualist church.
yeah. I
Coming
mean,
and talk to us, you know.
well, we all know that there's a certain church where the president was brought there by aliens, don't we?
Yes, yes.
And
The mothership hovered over the
yeah,
spiritualist church and
yeah.
guided him. Yeah, but
And then you get something like uh you go say to Morley, for instance, or one of the other beautiful churches that we do, and even if it's a community hall, everybody is like-minded. Yes, they would all like a message, and yes, we do the best we can with what we have, and we always say that the message goes to those who needs it most. But then there's a serious side to it. I mean, because like you and Jean, I can now do blessings, christenings, and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to go any higher. I'm quite happy where I am as a minister, so I don't want to be a bishop's. Oh yeah, I was. Well, I've been called worse, sweetheart. I've been called worse, Tara. And of course I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm going to get all these demons and snakes and everything, and I'm going to go around. Yeah, all right, get on with it. When you want to come and talk sensibly to you, I will explain what we do.
Exactly.
But it's just it's just wonderful.
Yeah,
And let's
yeah.
face it, if we didn't all like-minded, we wouldn't have this wonderful congregation that we have.
No, exactly, and it really is a wonderful. Yes, ET did come home, yeah.
Oh dear.
But yes, it is, and I have met some absolutely amazing people.
Oh
Both
yeah, me
through
too.
the online stuff, but
Yeah,
going to different churches, going to different places, talking to people.
yeah.
It's just been absolutely wonderful. I've loved every second
Yeah.
since I've worked with Spirit.
I feel comfortable now. I lost, I lost my way a little bit, understood, because it was Michael's anniversary in January, and it was 3 years, so got a little bit upset. But it's very strange. I've never been back to Hallcroft since he's passed.
Haven't you?
No, I can't. And but well, I perhaps can one day, but it's not the time yet.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe.
it's still a bit raw. So as you know me, Tony, I always say there's always a grief, there's a beginning, but it's never an ending.
No. And I always say you don't ever get over grief, you learn to live with the hole it's made.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's not saying that I don't think the world of you and Jean and Michael, that's but Michael was a different era for me. He brought me up when I needed it most, and he was there when my mum and dad died. And the nicest thing that he ever said to me was, because as soon as my mum passed, I said to Ed, I'm going to go and see Michael, and I knocked on his door. Tears started. He says, "Come in, what's up?" I said, "Oh, I've lost my mum." I said, "But why did Dad go first?" And he simply said, "Well, that's because God wanted him to make her place ready for her." And that's the nicest thing he could have ever said to me.
Yeah.
It really meant something, that. And that's the way I look at it now. I don't look at it as they're going so close apart within 7 weeks of each other. I think of, well, he had to go first because he knew that she would want it right for her, because she was very house proud, my mum. So, and I think that's lovely.
Yeah. It coming into spiritualism changed my life for the better as well, Tara, because it showed me how to get rid of all the negativity that was in and around my life.
Yeah.
It showed me the true path,
Yeah.
and that we do all have to shine our light out to those who need it.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
like somebody said a bit further up in the comments, Lisa Hunt, it's what's in your heart, let that shine.
Absolutely.
It's like somebody said to me when I was asking about why ministry, and they said something about, well, it's like going back in the day when the usherette used to show you to your seat,
Yeah.
and she used to shine
Yeah.
a torch on the floor to show
Yeah.
you your
Where to
step.
go? Yeah.
That's what we do. We have to shine our light
Yeah.
to show people the path.
Yeah. And
And
it's just wonderful to be in. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, every time, and it gets to me every time I walk into a church, and the welcome that you get when you walk into that church, and even though we've had COVID and everything, we don't bother. We just give everybody a hug and say, hello, how are you? And, and then you can hear, oh, we've got Irene on tonight. We've got Tony on. We've got Jean on. We know it's going to be a good service when they're here, either collectively or separately.
Yeah,
And it's right, because this is what we do. And this is why Spirit has brought us to this juncture at the moment, so that we can work together and be together as friends and bounce off each other as friends. And of course, we bounce off our congregation as well, because again, whatever they want, we will do within reason if we can.
Exactly.
So
I was shown I have a candle inside of me, and that's what shines.
absolutely.
A candle inside of you is a little piece of the divine energy.
Yeah.
And that's what shines out from inside you.
Yeah.
That
And
little bit of God.
And it shows on your face when I'm working. I mean, where I think it was Lynn Wood at Pathway to Spirit said to me, or it was Ruth said to me, when you work, Irene, you shine. It's like you've got this glow. When you work on platform, it's like you've got this glow, and we know, and you know, that you're working true with Spirit. And I said, well, it's nice of you to say so, Lynn, and I wouldn't want it any other way. If I can't work true with Spirit, then I don't want to work. But
no.
thankfully, our lovely Spirit friends keep us on track, don't they?
They do, and that's what's important for me, is having
walking
that
the true
link
path
through to Spirit.
Walking that true path,
reaching up and asking Spirit to support you through a service, which is what I say every opening prayer. Allow our guides to step forward to inspire and support us through this service. And we promise that everything we do will be done with love, truth, and honesty in our hearts.
And
the day I can't say that is the day I will stop.
The day you can't say that, Tony, will be the day that when you're in your coffin, and that's not going to happen for a long time yet.
But how many times do we hear stories of people being mediums, and we hear and we think, why? Why?
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
That no medium would ever do that or say that. It just isn't yet. No, don't ever,
Yeah.
But horses for courses.
Every medium works different. We all accept that.
We do.
But there's an unspoken set of rules that we go by. As in, we don't allow ourselves to predict. We don't allow ourselves to diagnose if it's medical condition. We're not doctors, and we're not fortune tellers, and we've been called that.
Yeah.
And we've also the only time I ever change anything is if it's the bad language, because you know me, Tony, I don't use it even in my daily life, let alone anywhere else. And I'm not about to do it on the church service, but we all know mediums that do use that language. Not so bad in a community centre, but when it's in a proper church, for me, that is a no-no.
Yeah.
So how do we do it? How do we do what, Angela?
What I would always say is, because yes, every medium works differently, and I don't particularly get on with working in pubs where there's drink being served.
No.
It's just me. I know mediums who do, and I know mediums who can work in that environment and deliver messages. That's absolutely fine. Fine. And it's, for me, what I do is part of my religion.
Yeah.
And that doesn't feel for me like it can be part of my religion, because I couldn't stand there and do an opening prayer and da-da-da. It just isn't for me. But I do know a couple of mediums that work really well in that environment, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's their path. This is my path.
Yeah. I mean, where I'm going on Thursday, it's the ladies that used to be at Grimsby Spiritualist Church before things changed there.
Yeah.
And you know how strict they are. Well, they have a room in a pub called the Prince William. It is nowhere near the bar.
Nope.
And they are very, very strict. It's all beautiful and clean and made out, and they've got the candles and everything. Everything's there like it would be in the church.
Definitely.
And nobody at all is allowed to go in with alcohol. They can go in with soft drinks, water, tea, coffee, whatever, but nobody is. And if anybody tries to get in with alcohol, they're turned away.
Yeah.
So,
Tony and Sam at Staveley do exactly the same.
Yeah.
No drink in the church.
Yeah.
Like you said, tea, coffee, soft drinks, absolutely fine, but no alcohol. To connect to spirit, Angela, it's something that you need to develop over time. And sorry, just gone off on a tangent. I just spotted it because it just came into my eye line, Angela.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I saw that she asked a question. I was going to answer, but you carry on, darling.
No. It's something that you develop, and it's about... I need to quiet my mind to do it, and I need to pray and ask for support and for help.
Yeah.
And to bring spirit close.
Yeah, agreed.
And protection. You need to ask for protection as well. And as for your second comment, and then I'll hand over to Irene, spirits are spirits. Yeah, spirits don't mix with spirit.
That's correct. They don't. Yes, it is Sean, the Prince William at Castleford. I'm there on Thursday with Sue and Dawn. I'm doing the service on Thursday night. So if you know it, Sean, you know where I'm coming from, because they used to be in the schoolhouse. Sorry, it wasn't Grimsby, it was Castleford. They used to be in the school, and then they had to come out of there, so they found this lovely place. And as Tony said, it's developing. Everybody can do it, providing they're taught properly. The one thing I will say, Angela, is do not try and do it on your own, because it can be very dangerous if you do, because you need people to guide you. You need people to know what they're doing to be able to develop your particular instincts and the way that you work with spirit, because everybody works different. Nobody works in the same way. I mean, Jean, Tony and I have been working together for so long that sometimes we tune into each other and we can pick up what the other one's getting. So, it's just a wonderful thing to do. And it's step by step by step. I mean, I was very, very lucky. When I first met Tony and Jean, Tony had been developing with Jean Tony, you was Jean's fledgling, wasn't you?
I was, yeah.
And when I first met you, you'd been with her for about 3 years, 4 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I was lucky enough to have a grandmother who was a medium. So I was taught from 5 years old how to do things and what to do and the way to do it. But I'm biased. I had one-to-one tuition. But as I got older, I realized, as with my daughter who is doing it, that I needed a bit more than her, and she realized it too. And just as I asked Jean and Tony to help my daughter, because I'd gone as far as I can, and she needed somebody else's input, because even though I'd done everything right, it needed somebody else to take that little place higher. So
Yeah.
we haven't started that yet, Tracy. We've still, because Jean hasn't been well, and we haven't sort of actually got round to sorting that out. But we promise we will do it this year. We'll get something sorted for an online development.
Yeah, it'll be probably through Zoom, but yeah, we'll get
either Zoom or StreamYard or something, you know, and we'll get, because I've had 2 people ask me today while I've been out and about development group as well, and I've said, well, we are talking about doing an online group, and what Jean has said, it'll be a 12-week thing, so from start to finish, and we would like to have people that are really, really interested. And what we'll do is we'll do 12 weeks and then we'll have a bit of a break, like 6 weeks break or something. Then we'll do another 12 weeks with a fresh group. If some of you develop quicker than others and want to go higher, we can then do perhaps a closed group, which means that because some people take longer to develop than others, that's no disrespect to anybody. Like if it was me, for instance, I could perhaps develop more quickly than Tony could, or vice versa, for whatever reason. Some people are not confident enough to go into a higher and more advanced group. They prefer to stop where they are in the beginners group. That's fine too. We don't push you. You come up when you are ready to come up. And Spirit will actually, you will work at Spirit's pace. No matter how much you want to go and get on with it and say, well, I know that bit now, I know that bit now, I know that bit now. It doesn't work like that, because Spirit will only take you at the pace that you are capable of doing. And Spirit know everything, and you cannot argue with Spirit, because they will just pull you back or they'll stop you doing it. If Jean, Tony or I are not very well, or for whatever reason we can't do it, the reason that is because Spirit has stopped working with us, because they need us to rest, so that we can do this to the best of our abilities for all of you.
Yeah.
Do you have to be religious? No, darling. No.
There's a question on screen first.
Oh, sorry.
Have you both seen Spirit all your lives?
Yes, I have. I can't speak for Tony, but I certainly have. Like I say, I started working with Spirit from the age of 5. My grandmother was a medium. I'm the 4th generation. My daughter's 5th generation in our family. So I was seeing and working with Spirit from around about 2 or 3, but I didn't understand what it was. I had this invisible friend that used to come and visit me. My grandma used to hear me talking to them, and then in turn she started teaching me what these people were, why they was coming. It can take a lot of energy, sweetheart, especially if you're doing trance, which is an entirely different part altogether. Do we have to be religious, Tony?
No, not at all.
No.
I would say you have to have a faith, and notice I said a faith.
A faith, yeah.
A faith.
Yeah.
Not necessarily our faith, but faith in Spirit is important. Although that develops, because Jean used to say to me, don't panic, Spirit will never make you look a fool.
Yeah.
But no, you don't have to be religious at all. In any group I run, we'll always do an opening prayer, but that is to ask for Spirit to step forward and to ask for support through the session. But what I would say is, if anybody is interested in a group, drop me either a private message, or Irene or Jean or Claire, a private message or an email, and just tell me that you'd be interested, and we'll see if we can get something set up. But yes, like Irene, I had invisible friends. I could hear and see things that nobody else could hear and see. I pushed it to the back of my mind for a long time because the community I was majoritively brought up in was a small mining town, and it was a bit, if I told people I could see and hear the things I could see and hear, I'd have probably got beaten up, but there we are. But yeah, and Lisa is right. It can take a lot of energy, but Spirit will lift you. They will lift you, and they will help you to find the energy to do what you need to do. That's the thing, isn't it, Lisa? It's about, I think everybody comes to it when they're ready.
Yeah.
I was ready, and I went to my local spiritualist church, and Jean accosted me, and I threw myself at it. I threw myself at it and just said, yeah, all right, you've waited this long. Because I'd ignored it. And Jean had said in the message from my grandma, this is the last time we'll push. So it's up to you. But you are ready now. And if you are ready, we are ready. So I said, fine, go for it. And I just threw myself heart and soul into it. And I was lucky. I developed quite quickly because I was prepared to just do whatever it is they wanted me to do. But yeah, like I said, if anybody wants to be part of an online group, we'll do it through probably in a Zoom class.
I think. Go on, Tony.
No. Just responding to Pam's comment. Yeah. Energy from Spirit. You do. If you reach up to Spirit, they will give you energy to support you. You do use your energy as well, but they give you energy as much as you put into it. But after a service or after a demonstration or even after this talk tonight, I'll put the kettle on, I'll make a cuppa, and I will feel like I just want to go.
and it does drain you.
It does.
And it's a powerful tool to have, but you have to use it right, and you have to be able to. All I will say is it was easy for me because I had my grandma at the side of me teaching me, as my daughters had me. Not so easy for Tony because, as he's just said, they've pushed and pushed, and it finally said yes. When you signed that invisible contract to work with Spirit, it is there for life. And unless you do something seriously wrong, and if that happens, then Spirit will take away that ability. As they give, they will take away. You have to put your total trust in them, especially when you work in platform. We have this responsibility to give all you lovely people these wonderful messages, and we have to get it right. And that's why sometimes you'll hear Tony, Jean, or myself say, oh, sorry, I do apologize. That was me, not Spirit. So you know, and sometimes it can be a bit daunting. We have laughter, we have tears in equal measure, but most of the tears are happy tears. The one thing I will say is, when you do this work, you have to put your total trust in spirit. You also have to respect them, and you have to work with them. The most common thing that I get asked is, well, or told, well, I know I've got a guide, but I've never seen them, and I don't know the name. You don't have to.
No.
Once you've got the energy of your guide, I mean, I know Michael, my Michael, used to work with his grandfather. My dad has started to come working with me, and I know that Tony's family sometimes comes and works with him, or Michael's family. Tony's Michael. They come and work with him. Sometimes we blend our energies together because that's the way spirit work, especially as you've seen over the past couple of times we've done a service where there's been one person and we've gone one from to the other, but it's the same person because they all want to get their message across. And we feel that sometimes when that happens, it's because it's well needed. Spirit will never put you wrong, and they will always give you the truth. And it's them that you have to get to. So that's why we have doorkeepers. We have doorkeepers to keep us safe so that nothing and nobody else can come through to actually tell lies, let's say. That's why we say we work true with spirit. There's psychic mediumship and spiritual mediumship. Psychic medium is somebody who has the feelings and just has things comes into the head. Now, I'm not dissing it at all. No disrespect to anybody who is a psychic medium, but as a spiritual medium can do psychic work, even though us three don't like using our psychic side. We'd prefer to do the spirit side, but a psychic medium can't do spiritual work unless you trained for it. My daughter started out doing psychic stuff, and Jean has told her off several times. You are now a spiritual medium, Stace, and Tony's mentioned it as well. You're now a spiritual medium. Drop the psychic. So she has done.
Yeah.
And
There's nothing wrong with us getting. See, for me, psychic is reading from your energy. So
yes,
I would link to Irene, and I would pull feelings and emotions from Irene and build a message that way. But you reach to spirit and ask for evidence of life eternal, and they'll bring it to you. There's nothing wrong with psychic work as long as you're open and honest. And we sometimes might say on our services, oh, hang on, I've got this psychically. It's not coming from spirit.
Yeah.
We can, most spiritual mediums can do both, Lisa, and both are fine in the right place. People will contact me and say, I want a reading about, and everything the list is something that will be done psychically. And I just say, it's not for me. I'm sorry. I recommend a medium who will do that for you, but it's not for me. But we will teach the differences, and we will teach the benefits and of each side of it. And if that's where you feel you need to go, that's fine. And we will probably signpost you to somebody more qualified to teach you how to work psychically than we are. But like I said, drop me a private message and we will... Irene or Jean or Claire or Michael, and we will collate all the names together and see what we want to do.
When Jean comes back from her caravan over the next couple of weeks, we'll see if we can all get together either at Tony's house, my house, or Jean's house, and we'll see when we can do this. Lisa, you said that you've it sounds like you're being blocked, sweetheart. Lisa's put, I did local spiritualist church in Eltham, southeast London, used to live in London but found it hard to learn and always have, but willing to join yours to see. It's just a case. I was speaking to a lady today, and she knows me from when I've been doing the churches around where I live. And she had a very similar thing, sweetheart. And she said that she's tried, but she thinks that she's blocked or she's blocking herself. We can help you sort that out.
Yeah.
It's just a case of just going and asking, perhaps as you're not trained properly, it's a difficult thing to do. So we need to get together. And this is something that we will teach you how to do on the development.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jean does a 12-week, and there will we've got to iron out what we're going to do, and because we all teach, but I work out when I teach a lot with Jean, not so much with Tony, but we're all going to be there. And the only thing that I will say, I don't know if Tony will agree with me on this, but what I started doing is sometimes I'll write things down so that if I want to go over the deck again, then I can look at them, and then if there's any questions, write the question down and we'll answer it the next time we have a group chat or something.
Absolutely.
We won't just leave you. If you decide to do this and do the full 12 weeks with us, then we will stay in contact. And if you feel as though you're ready to go up to an advanced class, then we'll do that for you as well. But it'll take more than 12 weeks. And I know because of Jean's condition and because she's quite poorly sometimes, we have to respect Jean, and sometimes she may not be there for various reasons, which I won't go into. But there's still myself and Tony, and we will give you all the help and support that we can through this journey, and we'll always be at the end of the phone or ready for a video chat, either separately or together, whatever you want. It's your group. Once we set it up, it'll be your group.
That could be the other thing, Lisa. It could be that it just wasn't the right group of people to support you.
Correct. I agree with that, Tony, 100%. Because not every church and not every group is right for everybody. You have to find your way. It's like taking first steps. And, you know, you have to learn. You have to find a group that you're happy with. And on this journey as well, and this is another reason why we do 12 weeks, because there's so many different genres to it. There's trance readings, there's flower readings, there's psychometry, there's photos, past life regression. They're all part and parcel. And you find your niche. If you don't want to do platform work, you could do healing work. You could work with crystals. But we can give you the basics to start your journey if you want to do that. And we can put you in touch with people that do it, like a crystal healing course, or do Reiki or Sikhem, or, you know, spiritual healing. We can help with all of that, can't we, Tony?
Absolutely. And just because it'll be done with the three of us and under the Independent Spiritualist Alliance, it'll be a certificate we print off from the Independent Spiritualist Alliance, doesn't mean you're tied to Christianity or anything like that. It's just that the umbrella organization that we work with, and that's how it'll be done. But it's something we will set up. And I wrote a course a little while ago, so I'll just dig that out and we can have a look through it, update it, sort it out. I'll put everything onto PowerPoint slides so that when we're in group, so to speak, whether that be on Teams or Zoom or whatever we however we deliver it, I'll email everything out so that you have a copy of everything as well. And like Irene said, if you make notes and you think, oh, I didn't quite grasp that, then we'll revisit it. Or contact us during the week, and we'll have another meeting with you one-to-one and go through stuff. So, and I always say when I'm teaching anything, not just spiritualism, anything, the only stupid question is the question you don't ask.
Correct.
So
there are no stupid questions. Every question has a meaning, and if it means something to you, then we will do our best to answer it in the best possible way we can. We could also possibly bring a guest medium on that does something different, and because, like I said, everybody works differently. And we, as Jean so very often says, we are not going to be here forever. And if we can teach just one of you to do the proper way to do mediumship, Tony and Jean and Michael know my pet hate, and we've had a lot of them over the years. My pet hate is somebody coming into our group and saying, in fact, there was a young lady who came to one of our groups. I don't think Tony was there this night, but I know that Jean was and I was, and Pat was. And Pat went to this young lady and she said, you don't have to write things down and do it that way. If you want to come and join our development group, we'll show you how to do things properly. And the answer she got back to, she was very rude, this young lady. She said, well, I've done a 6 weeks online course and I know everything there is to know. Now, this is to a lady who is 86 years old, and she has taught at Stansted and all over the world. What she doesn't know, her knowledge about spiritualism and the way it works, you could write it on the back of a postage stamp.
Well, what is Pat's favourite phrase?
Go on.
Yes, but every time I get up on platform or I come to a group or a circle, I learn something.
Yeah, absolutely. You're always learning. You have to evolve with spirit, and you have to, if you feel as though you're working with a guide and it suddenly starts changing, they're either changing the way you work, or they're getting a new guide ready for you. You don't have to see your guide. You don't have to know the name of your guide.
Nope.
Just know that that guide is there for you all the time that you are working, and they walk with you in your daily life as well. You are never alone when you're with spirits.
Nope.
And you might walk past somebody. Again, this comes from America. I know that in America, there's a lot of mediums that'll go in the supermarket and so, I've got a message for you. I've got a message for you. That's not the way we do things. Because you can't really go up to somebody in the supermarket and say, oh, hello, I'm a medium and I've got this message for you. It's just not the way to do things, is it, Tony?
No, I've certainly never done it.
No, I haven't either. Even though it has come a couple of times, you know. And we've also got our lovely Nick as well, who is the head gentleman, let's say, of our spiritual alliance. So if there's something that we don't know, I know that Tony works closely with Nick. And if there's something that we can't answer, he can. So, as Tony said, the only question that is stupid is the one that you don't answer. We will answer all of your questions. We will go over things as many times as you need it. As long as you get it right in your head and you know what you're doing, then we will do our best to get you to where you want to be.
Yeah.
And I love what Sue's put, Sue Parry. We taught our children because they saw spirit children. Children do see spirit children, don't they, Tony? I mean, I did. It's wonderful. And again, just because there's nobody there, then it doesn't mean to say that they're not speaking. I mean, look at Cohen. He can describe Pat's house. Jean's grandson can describe his grandma's house, where it is, what she's got where, the long garden and everything. And yet that child has never been to that house and is 4 years old.
Nope.
It's absolutely wonderful. And your daughter sees spirit children. They come to play, Angela. They come
They
to
do.
play and they come to learn and to see what toys and that they've got. So just let them play. They're not doing any harm.
Yeah,
Just let them play.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just a second. It's Pippin's just asking for a wee, so I'm just asking Michael if he'll bob down and stretch their legs for them, bless them, so they can have a wee. Thank you, Lisa. That's lovely. That is a lovely thing to say. Bless.
Oh, bless. Thank you.
It. Oh, it is a
Oh,
gift. It is a gift, but it can be a double-sided gift sometimes,
yes, it can. It can be.
because one thing I will say about working with spirit, like Irene just said, it's an unwritten contract. But the more you are willing to do, the more they will let you do.
And the more they
But
will teach you.
they do know where to say, nope, you need a break. When I was in hospital with the blood clots on my lungs, I got nothing for a good few weeks. And I have to say, it was like losing a limb.
Yeah.
It really was. Until I was laid in bed and I opened my eyes, and across from me was a gentleman who'd had a stroke and a cardiac incident and was on the same ward as me. He'd come from a nursing home, and his wife was sat in the chair holding his hand.
Oh,
And I thought, oh, right. And I looked at her, and in my head, I said, oh, bless, have you come for him? And she said, not yet. He's not ready yet. But
oh,
prepare him. And I was like, oh, bless. And
yeah,
it was lovely. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But he was, I would say, 80s, a bit Pat's sort of age.
yeah,
Seeing her, she was like in her 30s, and she had the wartime hairdo and a beautiful floral dress, and with a bow round the waist,
yeah.
and she was beautiful. But yeah, she'd come to prepare him. She'd come to
Oh,
prepare him to take him
and
home.
that's lovely. It really is. The same as me. My dad went first to prepare
Yeah,
her place, my
and
mum's place.
I mean, he told me his wife had been gone about 20 some years,
Yeah,
which, you know, but she said, no, he doesn't want to go in hospital, so we'll
yeah.
get him home first. But I've come to prepare him. So, anyway, we have been on for an hour and 20 minutes. So,
Well,
um,
I dare say our congregation will not stop here. Like us to stop here for another hour and 20 minutes.
that's what I was thinking. We could be here till midnight, and you naughty lot, you would let us talk. You would let us talk till then as well. But
Well,
no, we have to go because, like I said, the dogs need to go out for a wee, and I've no doubt Claire will be wanting to run off to go for a wee in a minute. She's nodding her head backstage, yes.
Well, I'd
And I
just
know
like to say what Tara's put. I cannot tell you how much I love our conversations. That's
we
another
do.
lovely thing. We enjoy them too, Tara. Honestly, we do. We
do.
enjoy it when we have conversations and when you ask us questions, because it just shows how interested you are on
Yeah.
the way we've done our journeys and the way that we can help you on yours if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
thank you,
You're
darling.
more than
Thank you
welcome.
so
You're more
much.
than welcome.
We will get together with Jean when Jean comes back, and we will get something sorted. And we will take it from there. If you do start this journey, as we've said once before, if you do start, you will have all the supports, and we will be here for you through thick and thin until you've got things right in your own head, because it's very daunting taking it all in. Oh dear, Tony.
We will do it next time. We will do it next time. We always say healing prayers every night.
Yes,
I
we
do. I know
Yeah.
Irene does. Jean does.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we will
I
say
know,
the
slap
healing prayers.
Tony's wrist for not doing a healing prayer. I'm virtually slapping your wrist, Tony.
Yep, actually slapping my wrist.
It's his age, you know. He's only 21, but it's his age.
Can somebody
hi,
say a prayer for me that it doesn't snow tonight?
Michael,
That's not nice.
I was just showing Michael my nail.
That's what it was. Oh,
Yeah.
I misinterpreted
Yeah.
the signal,
Yeah.
as I frequently do.
You do. But no, thank you, everybody. Irene, if you want to do the prayer,
Yes,
I will.
yes.
I will sing Jean's night song if you wish.
Yeah, okay. And if any of you do decide to join us on this journey, you will be learning how to do open and closing prayer. So, because everybody's got to do it.
Oh,
yes, I will,
COVID-19.
Tracy.
Yeah.
Okay, sweetheart, I will. Can we bow our heads, please, friends? Dear Lord, Divine Father, could I please say thank you, respectively, for the wonderful chat we've had this evening with our lovely congregation. Could we please thank our guides, our helpers, our inspirers, and our animals for coming forward to allow us to have this conversation. And let us soon get a development group going in your name, Lord. Could we please ask for healing to go wherever it's needed, Lord, all around the world, to those on beds of sickness, to those in transition. We know you will be met by your families and friends in the lights. And could I please ask for a guardian angel to be with each and every one of you? Amen.
Amen. Lord, keep us safe this night, secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears. Amen.
Amen. Now,
Good night,
everybody.
God bless everybody. We will talk to you really soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah.